Students, let us discuss the last component of the second unit, which is relating to measures to minimize occupational hazards. So, what are the measures that you could adopt to ensure that occupational hazards come down? Okay, so some of the things is be aware of the statutes and laws that are applicable to your unit. If you are into a, let us say, stone crushing unit, what are the rules and regulations and acts that are applicable to your unit? Or if you are running a pharma unit, what are the things? Like normally they will ask you to provide various protective gadgets, clothings to the employees, ensure that certain facilities are available to these set of employees. So be aware of what are the statutes applicable to your unit. Next is the employer has to ensure that protective gadgets, clothings, equipments are given to the employees. Next is regular medical checkups have to be undertaken to ensure that you are aware about the health of your employees. You could also give them medical insurance to help them out and take care of your employees. Give your employees clean drinking water. So water is very important. See that water, they are hydrated, that they get access to safe drinking water. Then take care of the temperature, that neither it's too hot, not too warm, not too cold. So regulating the temperature is very important. Training your employees how to deal with their occupation effectively, how to deal with their jobs is very important. Identify the cause of accident. It could be mechanical because they are dealing with a particular machine. They don't know how to handle the machine while feeding the resources, the inputs. They may feed in their fingers and get their fingers cut. So how are they handling the machines? Identify whether it is a mechanical cause, whether it is human cause. People are coming drunk at workplace. They are not reporting on the time. They're getting into quarrels. So human cause could be another reason. Environmental, how safe is it? Like we talked about the humidity, the temperature, all these aspects also need to be taken care of. And your own personal practice as a person, does he take risk? Does he speed up work? Does he get into arguments? Does he indulge in drinking and drugs at workplace? So you could be looking into the cause as to why these hazards are taking place. Then you could have a SOP, like we are having SOP for the COVID-19 pandemic. You could also have a standard operating procedures for the workers. How are they supposed to be reporting? When are they supposed to be reporting? How are they supposed to be functioning? All that has to be standardized. So you could have a standard operating procedures. You could have a regular checkup of the machineries, maintenance and checkup of course men is also there, medical checkup. So you could have a maintenance policy for your various tools, equipments, machineries. And you could also teach your employees time management so that they don't stay idle and then rush with their work or waste their time and indulge in unhealthy practices. You could also have mock drills. Mock drills is like they could have fire drills, earthquake drills. So the siren goes, they know when it is. Once the siren rings, what does it indicate? Twice the siren rings, what does it indicate? How are they supposed to conduct themselves and protect not just his or her life but that of their colleagues as well. So all these things need to be taken. And finally, creating awareness and consciousness about maintaining good health is very important. So very quickly, let's have another look. What are the measures available to reduce occupational hazard? Is be aware of the rules and regulations, the acts and statutes that are applicable to your organization. You cannot plead ignorance. Ignorance is not acceptable. You are expected to know what are the statutes applicable. Next is provide them various protective clothing, gadgets, equipments so that their health is not compromised. Then you could have regular medical checkup and also provide them with medical insurance. Keep your employees well hydrated, provide them with safe, clean, fresh drinking water, regulate the temperature so that it is an ideal temperature to work. They are comfortable working, neither it is too hot nor cold, not too humid. Then give them the effective training so that they know how to deal with not just the machinery and the job, but also to deal with health crisis and protect one another. Then get to know what are the causes. It could be mechanical because of the machines, it could be because of human errors, it could be because of the environment, or it could also be because of unsafe personal practices. You don't, when I talk about personal practices, like you enjoy zooming, speeding, this is your personal practice. When it is recommended that you should not be working beyond a certain number of hours or beyond a certain limit of speed, you may violate these because it is your personal practice. So be aware of what are the practical issues that needs to be taken care of. Then you need to also follow a standard operating procedure, so there is uniformity, everybody is following the same form of performance, so that is important. Next is maintenance, preventive maintenance of your plant and machinery will also help to bring down the hazards. Teach them time management, how much time does your job demand, how much time you need to give yourself, how much time you need to give your family and friends. So time management will help you to take good care of yourself and your health. Undertake mock drills, be it in terms of fire, earthquakes or other calamities. And finally, make people aware that health is very important. It is a primary in everybody's life. Health cannot be ignored and it has to be taken good care of. With this, we finish the second unit. Thank you very much.